This is Jilliana Ranicar-Breese, and I'm actually looking through a Camera Obscura lens. And this person, I'm inside, and this person walking his dog is outside. So that's pretty amazing. Is that a man or a woman?
I think it's a girl, and there's a car coming down the lane.
Oh yeah, we've
well.
got a car coming down the road. I've certainly never videoed this before.
You'll actually be able to read the number plate.
No, don't worry about that, because you're creating a shadow.
Sorry.
And these are the Downs. These are the South Downs.
South Downs, indeed.
Yeah. And I'm in I'm in Port Slade in the water tower. So I've never been inside photographing outside. Absolutely fascinating. And the Camera Obscura, can you describe it?
Yeah, it's we've got a 12-inch lens or 30-centimetre lens, and above that is an 18-inch or 45-centimetre mirror, and that shines light from the outside through the lens onto the dish. And we can turn the mirror around like so, and so we can actually do a complete 360-degree sweep. This is the field just outside the building, and at the top of the picture you can see it's a little bit misty today, but you can see Port Slade.
So would it be very clear if the sun was shining?
If the sun was shining and burnt off the mist, we can actually sometimes on a very clear day see as far as the Isle of Wight.
Really?
Yes, which is 50 miles away.
Gosh, on a clear day
On a clear day.
See it forever.
If it weren't for the houses in between. But during the winter time, when the sun is low, and we're just about on the cusp now, we can actually see the sun on the dish. And that, of course, is more than 50 miles away. That's 93 million miles away. So we can see a terrific distance. Of course, it's easier to see the sun than the Isle of Wight for two reasons. One is that the sun is quite a bit brighter than the Isle of Wight. And the other thing, of course, is when we're looking at the sun, we're looking straight up through diminishing atmosphere, getting thinner and thinner, whereas when we're looking across to the Isle of Wight, that's 50 miles through atmosphere at sea level, and that's much thicker. And it's the moisture in the atmosphere that tends to degrade the image.
Gosh. And when the astronomy group comes here, can you actually see any stars? Or?
You can't see stars, they're not bright enough. You can see the moon, but we don't, although we're still called Four Down astronomers because we started here, we no longer meet here, but we meet down at Emmaus now.
Which is also in Port Slade.
Yes, and you can see our close neighbours here.
Yes.
But we can't see the sea today. Sometimes you can see a very sharp, clearly defined horizon, and we can see the wind turbines out to sea generating very green electricity. We can also see the old gas-powered fire station with its tall chimney, but those are just a little bit out of reach today because of the conditions of the atmosphere. Now, I'll just stop that there for a moment. If you look, if you focus your camera on that sort of area, you can see that it's all a little bit blurred, and that's because it's further away than where we were looking just now. And to bring that distant object into focus, I use a hydraulic ram to pump up the dish. And when the dish starts to come up, you will see those houses will gradually come into focus.
Oh, wow.
And there we can see.
Are you using bellows?
No, it's a hydraulic ram. So it's pumping hydraulic fluid through into the stem underneath the Camera Obscura. Under the dish, rather. I'll keep turning it round. Now, for you, that is now upside down, which means that you are facing that image. So that's directly in front of you. If you think about it, we're using a mirror to produce the image, and it's when I look at it, if it's the right way up, then that's directly behind me. And that's because I've got a mirror here, I'm looking over my shoulder, and I've effectively laid that mirror down on the dish. Now, this is an interesting effect. What we see depends upon the profile of the image. Now, if we put that there, everything has to drive over our little humpback bridge.
Yes.
And here comes another lorry going over same humpback bridge.
Amazing. Optical illusions.
Yes, just little bit of...
That's what I was involved in.
little bit of
magic lanterns and so on. And in fact, I used to have antique prints of the Camera Obscura, but the tent Camera Obscura.
Right, yes, the portable ones.
Yes.
And artists
yes, the
like...
portable one. And in fact, they used to go from fair to fair.
Right. Well, artists use them as well.
Like the lanternist, the magic lantern.
But painters like Veneer and Canaletto are supposed to have had... Canaletto, yes. Brought Camera Obscura out into the field, and they would then sketch on a little tablet and then take it home and work it up into a full-size print.
So the origins of photography.
Yes, and in fact our most famous English painter, John Constable, some 15 years ago, they did some investigations into his perspective,
yes,
and found that he probably used a Camera Obscura to do his skies.
So it was like a portable camera.
Yes, very much.
Way.
Yes, it's just that the film took a little bit longer to develop. But they would just do a small one and then work it up into a full-size print.
Yeah,
but and I think it's wonderful that Constable, who did those wonderful dramatic and powering skies, used this little piece of equipment to do it. And people often say to me, well, isn't that cheating? And I say, well, not really. If you put tools in the hands of a skilled workman, you get fantastic results.
Did you say this is the only one in the country?
No, this is the largest one and the best one in the country.
A bit of publicity here. Now, and where's the other Camera Obscura
there's
the UK?
One in Edinburgh, there's one in Bath. Is it Bath or Bristol? No, it's Bristol. Sorry, by the suspension bridge.
Okay.
There's one in Bournemouth, and there's one in Eastbourne. They're dotted about.
How come on the Sussex coast?
Well, they were very much associated with the coast. Although, as I said in the first part of our lecture, they were known by the Greeks.
Yeah.
They really reached their heyday in the Victorian times,
yeah,
and they were everything that the Victorians loved. They were big boys' toys.
Yes. Well, it's linked with the magic lantern.
Yes,
of course.
and they were using their new technology. We think new technology is today, but they had it too. And it was these very carefully polished mirrors and front-coated with aluminium, like an astronomical telescope. You didn't have the aluminium behind the glass, so that no light was absorbed. And they had these very finely ground lenses, so they produced these images. And of course, the Victorians were used to still black and white images. Here you can see we've got a full colour image, and not only colour, but it's a moving image. And there are two horses. If I drop the dish down, that will bring those back into focus. And there we go. We've got a moving image. And this is why they were associated...
Bit of Muybridge there.
This is why it was associated with the seaside, because what people really like to see was their friends walking up and down outside. They thought this was the bee's knees of entertainment. So yes, very wonderful. Now, keep your eye on that dish. As soon as I begin to raise the blinds, it'll just disappear in a flash. And there we go.
Gone. Thank you very much, Peter.